So, hello, I'm Julia Royston of BK Royston Publishing, Royal Media and Publishing, and the author community, the Book Business Bosses, helping you get your message to the masses, turn your words into wealth, and be a book business boss. So, I'm always excited about these opportunities that I have to introduce new authors, new books, new messages to you. And I am super excited to introduce Miss Marquisse Watson. Say hello, hello, hello.
Hi everyone. Thank you for having me, Julia.
Thank you. No problem at all. No problem at all. So, introduce the audience to your book and what it's about and all that good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I'm the author of Broken but Beautiful. It's a 31-day devotional for grieving families. This book comes from very personal experience. Back in 2014, my husband and I actually experienced the birth of a baby at 24 weeks, and our daughter's name was Alana Marie Watson. Unfortunately, Alana only lived for 36 hours after her birth and passed away. So, Broken but Beautiful kind of goes through our story of when we first found out we were going to be delivering her, and kind of through over the years, kind of how our life has gone and how God can really take a broken situation and turn it into something beautiful.
Wow, that is awesome. And, you know, our prayers go out to anyone who's experienced that kind of tragedy and beauty and just that whole experience. And we just pray. Now, I've never been pregnant personally myself, so I mean, I have no words. And one of the beauties, do you have a copy of your book?
Yeah, I sure do. It's right here. So it is.
That is beautiful. It's one of my favorite covers. Because I love the green right now. I'm real high on green.
Yeah.
And of course, green means life and
Yes.
all of that. So, and then we know, even though you're absent from the body and absent with us, they're present with God forever. So, we have that hope. But, sometimes because I've never actually experienced pregnancy and birth, I don't know what to say to people. And I don't know, quite what to just say besides I'm praying for you, which I am, but I can't say, oh, I understand. And I don't. And so the beauty of this book is it is a 31-day devotional, but sometimes I can give that book and it puts into words what I want to say.
Yes.
So I just really, I really advocate, especially for ministries who have experienced grief but you don't have a personal identity. I mean, we've all experienced some loss. I've experienced the loss of my father and other family members, etc. But the loss of a child is totally different, and I've heard that said over and over again. So what do you advise people to actually say besides your book? Because that's the number one thing we're going to do. We want everybody to purchase the book and actually give that as a gift for someone, because sometimes we don't have the words to say. But in your experience, what would you have? What do you need? What do you want at that particular point in time? Besides, me, I'd be one to be in the bed and with the covers over my head.
Yeah.
But what actually should someone say?
So I think this is kind of like a hard topic for people. Like you said, if you've never experienced the loss, you feel like I want to be there, but I don't know how to be there. And one thing we've kind of noticed with some of our friends, we kind of felt like they wanted to be there, but they didn't know how to be there. So they almost took like a back seat as to say, like, they would say we're here, and then they kind of just left it very open-ended. And then it was just like up to us to make the connection back. So I feel like something that you can offer, obviously, is, that you're praying for them, that you're here for them. And then also, you may even have to be a little more specific as to, I'm here for you, I'm bringing dinner tomorrow.
Right.
Or I'm here for you, and can I come over and help you clean your house? Or if they have other children or other responsibilities, what can I do to take that off of your load or off of your plate?
Yeah.
In the initial time, the person may not be able to verbalize what they need help with.
Right.
So kind of if you throw some ideas out there on, this is what I would like to do, is that okay? That will kind of open up the window for them to accept that and acknowledge they do need help in those areas.
Right. And because, sometimes on the other end, we're giving them space and we don't want to invade. But then in the other part, you're just like leaving them alone and grieve by themselves. And
Right.
I guess it makes a difference too, because you are married, and so you're thinking, well, they just need time to do what they do and they need to be alone, but you still need the support of others. And
Right.
I mean, that to me is something that can be taken across the board, not just in the loss of a child, but a loss of a family member, a loss period, whatever it is. Because some people, experience loss. I heard your dog. That's when the animals die, and
Yeah.
and just whatever. A loss is still a loss. I mean,
Yeah.
divorce is a loss.
That's a
My
good.
house burned down is a loss. And
Mhm.
experiencing sometimes across the board what losses and grieving can do. And sometimes you just like, well, I don't want to invade their privacy, but you're right. You don't feel like cooking nothing. So
Yeah.
here's a baked spaghetti, and it's already
Right.
put together. You just stick it in the oven, or it's stick in the
Right.
oven and it's hot. And here's a cake to
Exactly.
go along with it. Here's some juice and cups and plates and
Yes.
forks, because you may be having out of town. I mean, those
Yes.
those kinds of things are always, and don't be assumptional. Don't
Mhm.
assume, everything is a go, especially
Yeah.
when there's a large family. So
I
I'm
think
super excited about that. I'm sorry, go ahead.
no, I was gonna say I think what you hit on is that it can be universal to grief and kind of I guess it's crazy we're doing this call today, but earlier this week we actually had to put one of our dogs down.
Oh, wow.
And that experience we've had our dog for since 2011, so even before we were married or had kids. So it felt like we were losing a child again earlier this
Sure.
week, and it was just kind of like a lot of parallels with that situation to with our daughter, and it kind of brought up a lot of those feelings and emotions. So I guess even when someone does experience the loss of a family member and then there's a subsequent loss, it kind of can re-bring up some of those feelings again of grief. So that's also a time you want to be extra attentive to that person and just making sure that you're reaching out and that you're offering your support and help.
Exactly. And friends and family are great, but I also, in this time, in this season, also, whatever the season we're in, and when you're watching this, I want you to also be encouraged that if you need professional help, please seek it.
Yes.
There are Christian counselors that are not just Christians, they're actually certified and licensed in what they do. Seek out the best one for you, seek out the right one for you, but do seek it out. There is, that whole stigma of something's wrong with me and whatever. Yeah, something's wrong with all of us. And we all have different needs that we need to have met. So I really encourage throughout this process that whatever the loss is, whatever it is, if you need professional help beyond a friend or beyond a family member, someone who is certified and skilled and confidential, and you won't seem to hear it again, and all that confidentiality, and that whole medical certification, that you really seek out that help and really seek out that professional help. So
Yeah.
in addition to that, how can people help and support your organization? We've heard about how to support each other, so tell us about your nonprofit and how people can help and support that organization.
Absolutely. So in the end of 2017, I kind of felt a strong tug on my heart that God was calling my husband and I to do something to have an impact on families like us who had experienced the loss of a baby. So we went and prayed and just kind of brainstormed about, what can we do? How can we help people? And in February of 2018, we actually started a nonprofit called the Alana Marie Project, in honor of our daughter, Alana. And it was created to encourage, empower, and support families who have experienced the loss of a baby, whether from miscarriage, stillbirth, or infant death. So, kind of, we want to create a culture of transparency around this topic. Like you mentioned, with seeking professional help, there's another taboo subject on, people don't really talk about losing a baby. Some people, especially if they were earlier in the pregnancy, they may not even have shared with anyone that they were expecting. So then, how do I now tell them that I've lost a baby? And there's kind of a lot of stigma that goes around that subject. So we really want to create a culture that people feel comfortable that they can talk about their loss and not be ashamed or even blame themselves or the situation on what's gone on, but they can really be open and talk about that.
Right, and especially with combining the hopefully helping the marriage and the couples to draw closer rather than the
Mhm.
blame game. It's your fault. It's, as I say,
Exactly.
I'm the father, you're the mother who's caring. And so, that whole thing. So first off, spell Alana so that we'll have the correct spelling of her name.
Yes, it's Alana and then Marie, Marie.
Perfect, perfect. So there is a website that they can visit. Yes.
Yes, so it is www dot the Alana, Alana, Marie, Marie, project.com.
Perfect, perfect, perfect. So there are resources. Your book is going to be there, available there, so you can order her book there and support that project. Do you have any upcoming events?
So we don't have any upcoming events right now. We're working on plans for some sort of a gift card drive. So a little bit about what we do is we actually mail grief support packages to families
Wow.
that experience the loss. So it could be like that person reaches out to us themselves, or it could be a family member or a friend that reaches out on behalf of that person, like to say, we don't know what to do. Can you give us some direction on that? And those grief support packages include a restaurant gift card or a Visa gift card, depending on what area the person lives in,
Mm-hmm.
a journal, a sympathy card, a car decal that is like an angel, a heart with like angel wings around it,
Mm-hmm.
just as some sort of keepsake, especially for the families that may not have any mementos of their baby,
Right.
anything that they have per se of the child. And then also just one of our cards that has our website and our email on there.
Wow.
So we have been working on a gift card drive because obviously gift cards cost money, and we like to be able to provide those for families, whether it's to cover a meal or if it's to cover gas if they have had to go back and forth a lot,
Sure.
or it can even just going towards some of their day-to-day expenses that they may have had time off work, and just to offset some of those.
And so if people want to contribute to that, um, the card drive, they can go to the website and just click on donate.
Yep, they can sure do. You can go to our website and there's a donate now button there. You can just click that, and all of the donations we receive go into the grief support materials that we provide. And then also for the shipping to be able to mail these, we have reached families in various states across the United States. So if you can give us a physical address, we can get them a package. So
that is just simply awesome. That is incredible. That is an awesome ministry outreach, support system, support drive, and I know that it's going to continue to grow. So reach out to the Alana Marie project.com. Reach out to Marquisse and her husband Antoine Watson, and reach out to them. So I'm thoroughly excited about that. I will have at the bottom of the screen where you can actually get the address again so that you can reach out and support this great organization and operation, a full operation in motion, just, supporting families, grieving families. And so thank you, Marquise, for being with me today. We're going to continue to share and highlight, especially during the holiday seasons, which can be really rough and tough, looking at those commercials with the kids, oh, Merry Christmas. And, everybody's Christmas is not necessarily that happy. And so with self-care and the support that people need, please help support this organization and project to support someone else. So we appreciate you. We thank you. And you have an awesome, awesome day. I'm Julia Royston of BK Royston Publishing, help you get your message to the masses, turn your words into wealth, and be a book business boss. Have a great day.